Agile changed my life, Chapter 1. It was about 2007. I was working for a company in Fort Worth, Texas, a 100-year-old company. They did employee recognition, rewards. I was a project manager with them and had been for at least 6 to 7 years before that, using the old waterfall project management methodology. So this little company was in somewhat of a transition, that they were growing, getting new clients and new services to get out. So they were looking to grow and scale faster than what some of the competition was doing. And one of the things that they wanted to attempt was Agile. In 2007, this was still an early concept since it was only really made popular in 2001 when the manifesto was created. So my introduction to Agile was basically just dropping a couple of books on my desk and saying, here we go, read this, learn it, implement it. We're going to Agile. My reaction to it was like, what is Agile? How am I going to implement this? What does this mean? People in the organization, people I was working with, they didn't like that. We had disgruntled employees. People were quitting left and right and just protesting. I'm not doing this. I've been working in software for 20 years and I'm not doing that. So I embraced it. I sat down and really learned it. Something that was different about this company was that they actually gave me the time to learn. I hadn't experienced that before. With most companies, you had to come in and perform. You don't get the time to learn. So I learned it. I really learned this stuff and it resonated with me and seemed like a really better way to manage the delivery of value. So I'm like, man, this is cool. I got a great idea. I understand it and I can help other people understand it. So we went on with that implementation. We became agile. We formed teams. We wrote requirements using user stories, epics, and themes, and down to daily tasks and started delivering. Teams were really getting it. And as my career grew, I ended up leaving that company and going out to many other ventures beyond that, but taking what I learned to really bring teams together. I started seeing that in some of the teams that I had worked with that were really gelling, and we were delivering way more than we were expected to deliver, and results were going through the roof. Companies I was working for started seeing much higher revenues, more releases, and just a higher quality of delivery. I was giving agile methodology and the people who are embracing it the credit for making that happen, and that really drove me into more of a coaching role and being a really good coach versus a scrum master or a participant on a team. So I took that knowledge and that confidence of being able to help drive business and drive productivity and took that to the higher levels of business and eventually published a book on agile methodology and how I've used it personally and how you can too. And eventually forming Agile Consultant Guide and founding People Coach, where we are today. So that is how Agile changed my life.